Hey y'all, my name is Mallory from SAHMallorie. I post all kinds of homemaking and cleaning content, but today's video is going to be a lot different than my normal video. I'm sure you've read the title, so you know and kind of know what's going on, but I just wanted to kind of tell everyone where we've been and just kind of tell our story. Before I did though, I did want to say this is not for like sympathy, it's not a pity party. I'm just hoping that our story can maybe be a comfort to someone else or something along those lines. So, yeah. On March 27th of this year, we found out that we were expecting our third baby, and we were over the moon excited because it was literally an answered prayer. We had been talking extensively about how we both wanted another baby really badly, but we weren't sure if we should have another because we already had a boy and a girl. Our car was too small to fit 3 car seats, so we would definitely have to get another car. Our house didn't have enough rooms for everyone to have their own room, so we wanted another, but we were happy with the kids that we had, obviously, so we weren't sure if we should have another. So we talked about it a lot and decided that we should just pray about it. We're just gonna give it to God, and you know, that's what we did. I prayed about it a lot and asked him, should I not? Can you give me a sign? Is your plan for me to have more? All of the above. And I got pregnant that week without even trying, so I know that without a doubt that was God's answer to our prayer. It was absolutely his plan for us, and like I said, we were over the moon excited. We actually had gone to the grocery store because Brooklyn was kind of sick, so we were just picking up a couple of things for her, and Zach was like, oh hey, let's grab a pregnancy test while we're here, and I was like, okay, I mean, we don't need one, but all right. So when we got home, he was like, you should just go ahead and take one. And I was like, there's no way. But sure enough, it said I was pregnant, and I immediately started sobbing. And I took a picture of myself holding a positive pregnancy test while I was like sobbing, and sent it to like all of my family and friends, and we sent it to all of Zach's. We told everyone like immediately because I did not expect it at all. So like I said, it was just an answered prayer in the most obvious form. So I immediately went and got prenatals. I doubled my water, cut out all sugar. I was doing the pregnancy, like the prenatal yoga every morning. I had heard a song on the radio the week before I found out I was pregnant. It is called I Get to Be the One by J.J. Heller. If you haven't heard it, you need to go listen to it next. It's a beautiful song about a little baby. His eyes have never seen the sun. You're so small, but you hold my heart so tightly. I get to be the one to teach you to crawl and walk and run. It's just a beautiful song. I heard it and was like so moved by it, and I just fell in love with it instantly. And sure enough, a few days later I found out I was pregnant, and I was like, that is my song for this baby. So I learned it on the ukulele, I memorized it, I sang this song to him every single day. I played it on my phone. I played the song, and then I played it on my ukulele, sang it to him constantly. I always had that song going, and I was just so excited to be pregnant again because it's been 2.5 years since I've been pregnant, and I loved being pregnant. Both times I absolutely loved it. It was just such an exciting time. I don't know, it was just, no words can describe it. I loved being pregnant both times, and with our first, we were like, we didn't know if it was our last, and same with our second. So you know, now I'm like, I don't know if this is my last or not, but I want to enjoy every second of it. So like I said, I was soaking it all in. I was doing the prenatal yoga, you know, singing this song to him all the time, you know, just trying to soak in every single second. And I keep calling him a him because from the moment we told Elijah, we told the kids, Elijah kept saying he was a boy, and we were like, well, we don't know yet, but he was like, boy, and kept calling him a boy, and always just referred to him as a boy. And my brothers wife, I almost said my brother's sister, my brother's wife, when we told them, she said she knew it, that I was pregnant, because she had already dreamed that I was pregnant with a boy. So she knew without a doubt that he was a boy. And my husband's little sister, also, when we told them, she said she knew it because she had just dreamed that we had a little boy that looked exactly like Zach. So we fully believed like that was God telling us that we were going to have a son, because with Brooklyn, I just had this feeling, like I just knew without a doubt. I wouldn't even look at boy stuff because I knew she was a girl. And with Elijah, I dreamt that I had Brooklyn in the shopping cart at Target. We were like out shopping, and then we had a little bitty baby in a car seat in the back of the shopping cart. And when I looked up, like we were in the boys section of Target, so I knew that he was a boy. And you know, both times was right. So I fully believe without a doubt that it was God telling us that we were having a son. So I had even sat down like 3 days after finding out I was pregnant and filmed our like announcement video. Even though I knew it wasn't going to be posted for a long time, I was just so excited and just wanted to talk about it, wanted to tell everyone. I was half tempted to post it like the week we found out, but like I said, I was just so excited, could not keep it in, and just wanted to tell everyone. So I still have that video of me announcing that we were pregnant with baby number 3. But unfortunately, on April 2nd of this year, it was not even a full week later, 6 days after we found out I was pregnant, we lost the baby. And it came as a huge shock because I had had healthy pregnancies and healthy babies before, and so it was never something that it was never really even a thought in my mind. So it just kind of ripped the ground out from under my feet. We didn't even make it to our first appointment, so we had no ultrasound pictures. We didn't get to hear his heartbeat. Of course, I never got to feel his little baby kicks, you know, and all of my plans and dreams for this baby were just kind of ripped away from me all at once. I still, to this day, I haven't unsubscribed from the weekly updates, the weekly baby updates that I get. I haven't stopped taking my prenatals. It just feels very final, and I just can't bring myself to unsubscribe, because one week I subscribed to all the baby updates, and then the next week I have to unsubscribe, and I haven't done it yet. It's been a while and I still haven't done it, and I don't know if I'm going to, honestly. But thankfully we have a really supportive community around us. A couple of my close friends have gone through miscarriages as well, so they were a really big encouragement, and my in-laws have been through the exact situation twice before, so they were a really, really big help through all of this. And we know that like he's not gone forever. He's in heaven waiting for us, and we will get to meet him one day. He didn't just cease to exist, but it's been really hard to try and let go of all of the plans and dreams that I had. And you know, I even had like our baby registry already going. You know, I had not even a full week from finding out I was pregnant to losing the baby. So it was just a roller coaster, and it was a lot to wrap my mind around being pregnant, and then wrap my mind around not being pregnant anymore, and the pregnancy symptoms were gone within hours, and that was hard too. You know, it was hard, but like I said, we knew that he's not just gone forever. You know, we're going to meet him one day, and it's more of just trying to accept that things aren't going to go as I planned for them to. This wasn't my plan for my life, but I'm just trying to trust in God's plan, and I know that He doesn't cause everything to happen. We have our own free will, and we live in a fallen world, so things can happen for whatever reason, but God can use those things for good. So I've just been praying for comfort and praying that He uses this for good, because I know that, you know, the girls that I've talked to have used their experience, and it's been a big comfort for me. So I hope that I can use my story to comfort others. That's a big reason why I'm filming this video. My in-laws, when they went through a similar situation, their faith in God actually brought some of their family to a relationship with Christ, because they saw my in-laws' faithfulness through such a hard trial, and that brought them to Christ. And so I'm hoping that maybe my story can be used in a impactful way too, because that, you know, just talking to them and listening to them has been a huge encouragement to me. And like I said, I'm just trying to just trust in God's plan and, you know, just give it all to God. That's all you can do. I can't control this situation. I can't change what happened, but I can just give it all to God. Just let Him deal with it, essentially. You know, because it does feel unfair, and because I don't get to raise, I do have a third son, like, or a third child, but I don't get to raise him like how I get to raise my 2 kids that are here, and it feels unfair at times. But that's something that, you know, I've been honest about, and, you know, honest with God about, honest with my husband about. We've been, you know, we've been really open with each other. We've leaned on each other through all of this, and, you know, used God as our rock through it. He took a little while off right afterwards so we could just spend some time together as a family. And we told the kids, and Elijah is still, he's kind of young. He still doesn't fully understand. He still asks to this day, is baby Alexander still in my tummy? But Brooklyn was devastated when we told her, and so that was really hard. But we're hoping that, similar with my in-laws, we're hoping that the kids will see our faith through this trial, and, you know, maybe that will encourage them or bring them closer to Christ. You know, they've had a lot of questions about it, and we've just been as open as possible with them. But soon we are going to be taking a good little vacation together as a family, just going off and ignoring the rest of the world, and using that as just some time to really, you know, come together as a family and celebrate being given a third child. Like I said, even though it's not exactly how I envisioned it, not how I planned for this to go, but we were still, our prayers were still answered immediately. So we still want to celebrate, you know, being given another, because he's no less of our child than our 2 kids that are, like, running around in the background. We still want to, like, celebrate his birthday every year, and, you know, let our kids know that they do have another sibling that's in heaven. We don't want to pretend that his life never happened, even though it was brief here on earth. Like, they still have another sibling, so we want to celebrate that and be thankful for that. So we named him Alexander Toby, because Alexander is my husband's middle name, and I love that name anyways. So shortly after we found out, I already wanted to name him Alexander if it was a boy. And then Toby is kind of like a long-running insider between us, because I used to work as a CNA. So one day when Zach dropped me off for work, he gave me this little rubber band to remember him by while I was at work, and he named it Toby. And, you know, just gave it to me so I could remember him while I was working. And I worked as a CNA, like I said, so there were lots of, like, gloves, you know, coming on and off. And I think one of the times I took the gloves off, like, I accidentally took the rubber band off too. So when he picked me up that evening, he was like, how could you lose Toby? And so it's been just an insider ever since then. When we found out that Elisha was a boy, he wanted to name him Toby, and I was like, you're not naming my son after a rubber band. But it felt right to name him Alexander Toby. So we named him, and we do fully plan on celebrating his birthday, because a lot of people don't see miscarriage as a loss of a life, even though that's exactly what it is. A life is a life from conception. So whether I was 8 weeks along or 8 months along, that makes no difference. He was still our son. He is still our son. I had one person, when I told them what happened, that I had miscarried, she asked how far along was I, and I told her that I was 8 weeks, and she was like, oh, okay. Like, it was no big deal. But, you know, a life is a life. Whether, like I said, you're 8 weeks or 8 months, that's still your child. But I feel like that's why miscarriage isn't talked about often, because a lot of the girls I've talked to throughout this trial, I never realized that they had miscarriages. And it's not talked about enough because others treat it as like no big deal. You know, you didn't have a bond with the baby. You never like met the baby, but you know, it's still your baby. So that's something that like I'm hoping that, you know, me talking about it will encourage others to talk about it, because like I said, the people in my life talking about their situation to me really, really did help me through this. It's been a huge blessing, and so I'm hoping that, you know, others realize, like, some people at least realize that it's a loss, and some people can, you know, sympathize, empathize with their loss, whatever the word is, you know, because that's what they told me, you know, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to grieve, that was still your baby, you know, you don't have to feel like you're being over dramatic for being sad about having a miscarriage, you know. But yeah, y'all have no clue how many times I have recorded and deleted this video. I don't know what to say or what not to say or how to say it. It's a hard video to post, but you know, and like I said, it's not for sympathy. We are okay. We accept what happened. We are okay with it. It's just, you know, not what we planned, but we trust God and trust His plan. We are okay. So I'm just hoping that this reaches someone who needs to hear this, or, you know, is comforted by this. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I don't know. Like I said, we are okay. Y'all don't have to worry about us, I promise. But thank you for the ones. I did have a couple of people reaching out when I didn't post for a little bit there. I had some people reaching out asking if we were okay, and thank you. That really does mean a lot. And thank you for everyone who has prayed for us, because I asked for prayers. And we have just been very blessed with our community throughout all of this. I know the sunlight has been going like absolutely crazy during this video. We're outside because the weather has been beautiful the past week, so I've just been letting the kids run wild, so figured I'd film out here. But anyways, yeah, I don't really know how to wrap this video up, honestly. Like, it's not like a normal, like, alright, bye! Yeah, I hope this was encouraging or comforting for anyone who's been in a similar situation. And, you know, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to talk about it, you know, but also God has a plan for you. He has a plan for me and for my son in heaven, and, you know, we'll get to see him one day, and that's what I'm just holding on to hope for. It's okay to feel like it's completely unfair that you never got to meet your kid, and, you know, it's okay, because it's something that you can be honest about to God, and He knows, He understands, and He will comfort you. Anyways, I guess I'm just gonna stop talking now before I just keep going for hours. But thank you for watching today's video. I hope it was encouraging or comforting, or I don't know, whatever you need this video to be. I hope it was. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!